Africa Safari Connection present Vibrant Africa. I am your host, David Batsoffen, and today I welcome from Kruger Lifestyle Lodge, Cheryl du Plessis. Cheryl, good morning and welcome to you.
Hi, David. Thank you for taking time. It's going to be a pleasure chatting with you.
Great stuff. Kruger, where is the lodge?
So we are in the heart of nature, just a stone throw away from Kruger National Park.
Mhm.
We are in Marloth Park.
Okay. And is there a difference between a game lodge and a lifestyle lodge?
So we like to call it a lifestyle lodge because we are like literally tucked away in the bush,
Mhm.
surrounded by bush. So we thought it would be a nice concept to have decks lifted so that you can be a bit closer to nature.
Okay. And how long has the lodge been in existence?
We started back in 2012,
Okay. So 2012, when
12 years.
yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. But it was long before you didn't sort of buy the lodge or set the lodge up and then bang, COVID, March 2020.
No, so actually, it's a funny story. It started out as a single stand, and it was a small, like a holiday home.
Mhm.
And we bought a stand next to it, and then we rezoned and we did all of the legal stuff that we had to do. And we had the small idea of creating something.
Mhm.
And we then went to an architect, and things just happened. So by grace, it evolved to what we have today.
How many rooms or how many guests can you accommodate, Cheryl?
So we've got 10 rooms and we can accommodate up to 24 people.
Okay.
Five of the rooms can accommodate kiddies as well.
Okay. And you said you were Marloth Park is relatively close to Kruger. How
Yes.
close?
So our nearest gate to Kruger is Crocodile Bridge Gate.
Okay.
Um, Probably 20 minutes. Sorry,
Mhm.
we talk in minutes, we don't talk in kilometers. So probably about 25 minutes from Crocodile Bridge Gate, and then also about 40 minutes from Malalaan Gate.
Okay, so you can basically have breakfast at the lodge and then go into Kruger for the day and then come back and have dinner and
Uh,
sleep at the lodge.
You can do that, but the early bird catches the worm. So we provide the guests with a packed breakfast, and
Ah, okay.
some of the guests depart at 3:30 in the morning for a sunrise drive, and then they come back at 8:30 for breakfast, and then the half day and full day safaris depart at around 4:45 in the morning.
Okay. I'd forgotten about those very early morning drives. I don't mind
Yes.
getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning on a summer's morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then climbing into an open vehicle in the middle of winter is not as fun as it sounds.
Definitely. But in winter, the Kruger Park's gate times they open a bit later, so it's only half an hour difference, but half an hour in winter is still a bonus.
It is indeed. And how warm is your pool in winter?
I would say probably about 18 degrees.
Okay, well, it's not too bad. It's not like swimming down on the Atlantic seaboard in Cape Town where it gets
Most
into the
definitely.
single figure.
And our winters aren't really cold winters, so
No, not at all. Marloth Park seems to be on the up and up. A lot more people seem to be hearing about it. I know that you have animals wandering around your town. They figure if you can come to them in Kruger, they'll come and visit you in Marloth Park. And people have been made aware of the fact that I think lions have wandered your streets from time to time.
um yes, lions very often come from Kruger. So there's just a fence between Marlow Park and the Kruger National Park.
Mhm.
Um, so yes, we have hyena, lion, leopard, wandering the town from time to time.
Right.
At the moment, there is a hyena. Our staff saw it yesterday, but just a short while from the lodge.
I must tell you, you talk about a hyena not too far from your lodge. I've just seen on my Facebook feed that here, just up the road from me, here in Johannesburg, somebody spotted a jackal just a few
Oh,
moments
wow.
ago. Yeah,
Okay.
heading into one of the local open spaces. I'm just hoping that the locals don't do anything to it. You know, they go, "Ooh,
Yeah.
wild animal, we need to throw stones or get the police to shoot it." So I'm hoping
No,
that there's a vet
definitely.
on call that can,
Rescue it and take it
yeah,
somewhere.
tranquilize it. Yeah. Tell me a bit about this space that we're looking at.
So, as you can see, we've got one of our pools. We've got two chalets in the background, and then two chalets on my end, which I can see.
Mhm.
And if you go up to the walking way, you have the reception at the left and the dining area on the right.
Now, you say one of your pools. How many pools do you have?
We've got two splash pools.
Okay.
So this pool is the more preferred pool.
Mhm.
It has a lot of loungers and it's close to the bedrooms. By the reception area, if you look at the walkway to the left, there are
Mhm.
three rooms there, with also a nice bush view, and then the Boma area where we serve dinners in the evening.
Now, are all your dinners served in the Boma, or do you have a sort of a an indoor dining if the weather is
We
inclement?
we we do have an indoor big area. I'm currently sitting in the dining room. All the
Okay.
guests have done. They've gone out for the day. So in the dining room, we do dinners as well. Because if it's weather permitting, we can't sit outside like with the
Yeah.
pouring rain. And then some nights, believe it or not, it's extremely hot around the fire, especially in summer. So we give the guest an option to sit by the fire, have
Mm.
drinks, come into the dining area with the aircon, and then go back for after dinner drinks.
There's something about a fire in the bush. Who needs
It,
television? It's like
so,
bush TV. I can sit and watch fire for hours. And you can make up stuff that's happening right before your very eyes.
so funny that you mentioned that. We actually applied um, for not to have TVs in the rooms.
Mm.
We just thought, why would you want to watch TV when you're coming to the bush to enjoy the fire, the outdoors? And yes, so we do not have televisions. We have one in the dining area
Yeah.
where people can have sports and stuff like that, but in the rooms, sorry, you'll have to speak to your partner.
I've never understood exactly what you're saying because invariably the TV is placed either on the top of a cupboard or in an awkward spot that you can't really watch it while lying in bed, which is what you want to do. It's not sort
Well,
of at
you
eye
can.
level. And then it's most of these places have limited channels. So you can watch like shortwave SABC because it's terrible
Okay.
reception. You can barely see what's going on. So you may as well, as you say, talk to your partner, read a book. I always take a book to the bush with me, a proper book. I mean, not just not on a Kindle or on a laptop. I take a soft or a hardcover book and I sit and I read if I'm not out on a
Okay.
drive. Yeah.
Yes, just enjoy nature. We've got so many birds around. The cooties came past. We've got little bush bucks that we've just born the other day.
Mhm. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, zebras come around. So just enjoy the outdoors a bit.
Yeah. You know, I was saying this or to most of the people, the lodge owners that I talked to, Cheryl, it used to be when guests arrived, the first thing they'd say is hello, obviously. And then invariably, if it had been a bit of a drive, they go, where is the toilet?
Yes.
Nowadays, they arrive and they just go, hello, what's the Wi-Fi password? Those are the first words out of their mouths.
Yeah, so we unfortunately or fortunately, we do provide Wi-Fi in all the rooms. So if they get tired of their partner, they can use their phone.
You know, for
Yeah.
somebody who's working like myself, I need that Wi-Fi. But I suppose nowadays with the anti-social media that, as I call it, they want to post currently. They're lying on the lounger looking at the pool, click, there's a picture, bang, it's on Facebook or on Instagram immediately.
Yes,
And there are no filters, so you as a lodge owner have to be on top of the fact that the deck is nice and clean, all of those sort of things, because otherwise people will say, there are leaves on the deck, they never get swept. But it's winter time and the leaves are, or autumn and the leaves are falling, people. This is what they do.
we get that from time to time.
Now, is this a slightly different area that we're looking at now?
Now, this is the same area from a different view.
Okay.
So, in the previous photo, you could see the chalets on the right-hand side behind the
Mm,
pool. Now you see two chalets looking at the pool, and then the two chalets on the left.
mm,
Um, those are our most popular chalets
mm.
because they
For
have a
what
bath.
reason?
They've got a king size bed, so it's a bigger space. King size
Okay.
bed, seating area inside, um, full bathroom, bath shower, outdoor shower,
Mm.
and a nice veranda and coffee and tea making facilities inside the room.
Okay, so they never need leave. It's like a honeymoon suite.
So the one at the end we do use as the honeymoon because they don't really have neighbors. So they only have neighbors on the one side. And we very often use that as our honeymoon suite. And then
Okay.
we provide the guests with a personal, like a private dinner and a
Mm.
bona fide. Um, yeah, you guessed it right.
Now, talking about food, because food's always important in the bush, I think it's the fresh air that makes you really hungry. Do you supply breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or only how does that work?
Yeah, so we've got our own restaurant, so breakfast, lunch, dinner. As I said earlier, breakfast packs when going on a safari
Mm.
or a panorama tour. Yeah, our food portions are quite big and the food is very nice. I've been having it for 12 years.
Yeah, obviously you're doing something right, Cheryl. Otherwise,
Well,
we wouldn't be having this conversation.
yes.
Now, something that we did at our house here in Johannesburg is we put in an outdoor shower. To me, I don't know why we waited so long. We've been in the house almost 19 years and we only put it in last year. We should have done it when we moved in 18 years ago.
Oh, wow.
To me, the epitome of being in the bush is winter and summer is to have an outdoor shower, even if it's bitterly cold.
So people use the outdoor showers even in winter. So as I said, our winters aren't very cold like
Mm.
Johannesburg. And funny enough, one of the guests a few years ago were taking an outdoor shower, and then the giraffes came peeking at them over the wall.
I wonder who was more surprised, the giraffe or the person under the shower.
I think both.
Now, I noticed that this bathroom has a bath and an outdoor shower. Does this have an indoor shower as well?
Yes, it has
Okay.
an indoor shower as you enter the bathroom to the left.
Now, do you find, because I know certain properties that maybe are frequented by international guests. Sometimes the European guests like to have a bath, whereas locals will have a shower. And I don't know if you're finding this, which is why you have both bath and shower for your guests.
So we are very big on sustaining our natural resources like
Mm.
water. So only 4 of the 10 rooms have baths.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if people want to bath, or it's their preferred method, then they can request those rooms so that they know going in that they're going to have a bath rather than being surprised when they go, oh, there's only a shower. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, so it's clearly indicated on all the booking sites and with all our agents. But
Mhm.
whether or not, baths do work better for kids, especially smaller kids.
Yeah, obviously.
Um,
You can put them in that
so
basin. That basin's big enough, Cheryl. If the child is small
well,
enough, you can just put it in there.
you can, but if they are slightly bigger, they will
Yeah,
enjoy the bath.
obviously. Obviously. And this is an interesting mix for me of both local and international art. I look at the headboard and that screams Indonesia to me, perhaps. And then everything else is African.
Yeah, so we got inspired by by the, it's not actually a headboard, it's actually like a room divider.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
screen.
it's like a screen. Yes,
Yeah.
so that we actually, it came from India.
Okay.
Uh, the headboard and then the bedside tables.
Mm.
Um, I'm not sure if you can see it very clearly. We don't have bed lamps on the bedside tables because it just takes up space for your books and your coffee. And so on the headboard below the yellowish light, you'll see a
Mm.
little black, and
Ah,
that is
yeah.
a,
Which is
can you
that
see
over
it?
there? Yes, I can.
That's it.
Now
Yeah,
I
so
have
that's a,
to, yeah, that's a little spotlight so to read with.
you can read it. It doesn't become hot when you touch it. Yeah, so we thought it would be a good idea to empty the bedside tables and
Mm.
rather
Well,
declutter
then you get one of these
it.
because this is a cheap show and I can't give you more than that. And I'll tell you why I've given it to you. Because most bedside lamps become part of the decor and are absolutely useless to read by. Short of
You cannot
taking
do
off the
anything.
lampshade or doing or the lodge wants to be in it, they want to be seen as eco-friendly, so they put a globe in that is so dim that when you switch the light on, the room goes darker. And I don't know why people don't, why more lodges don't do what you've done, which is add just those little spotlights, which means you can read your book without disturbing your partner and without having to go to an optometrist when you come back from your holiday to have surgery because you've been squinting for the last 3 nights type of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So well done, you.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, there's the light on, and it shows you the bathroom and African wood hoopus on the pillows.
Yes. Yes, so we've got a theme, mostly birds on in all 10 rooms.
Mm.
For the last 12 years, we've been having birds, sometimes not the same birds because obviously stuff needs to be replaced from time to
Yeah.
time. Um, yes, this room is our deluxe room.
Mm.
We've got two of those, and it's situated in the main building above the reception.
Okay. Now, you talk about sort of ongoing maintenance and upgrading. I think this is often what people who come to lodges don't really know. And if they're a first-time guest, it's they see what they see. And let's use this image for instance. They come, they walk into the room, the African wood hoopus on the pillow, and they go, "Oh, this is very nice." But if it's a returning guest who maybe they haven't been there for several years, they go, "Oh, I see upgrades have been made. This is wonderful." Now, for you as a lodge owner, this must be really annoying when you've spent a lot of money on upgrading, changing soft furnishings, maybe painting the room. New guests haven't the vaguest idea. And they just go, "Oh, there's a plug missing or a globe doesn't work." You know, that type of thing. That's their point of reference.
Yeah, so we've got our own maintenance team
Mhm.
on site, and we do maintenance every day. If it's
Yeah.
not fixing a little balustrade or cleaning the little drinking hole for the animals, or like you say, painting or redoing windowsills, the sun is quite hot, so we do need to do the
Mhm.
maintenance quite regularly.
Yeah, I know, but you got wooden windows, obviously, as have we at home. And we have to, every 2 years, they get stripped and re-oiled so that they're looked after properly.
Yeah, it's quite a job. So the existing, we first started off with 7 rooms, and then
Mhm.
we added three other rooms. And they do not have wooden windows. They've got
Ah,
aluminium.
okay. You learned the hard way, did you?
Yes.
Okay, so, and I take it this is your entrance,
This is our entrance. A nice cloudy day that you don't always find in Marloth.
right?
Um, yeah, so that is our entrance. And it's just a short drive down from there, and then you have an undercover parking area where you can park your cars.
How far is Marloth Park from Johannesburg and Pretoria?
So Marloth Park from Gauteng is approximately 6.5 hours. Let's say 5.5, 6 hours.
Mhm. Okay. So if you're going to come up and you want to leave early in the morning type of thing, I'm a lazy driver. And being a travel writer, I don't want to travel more than 3 hours. So for instance, if I go to Hoedspruit, I stay with friends in Lydenburg.
Oh
Um,
my goodness.
no, because it's 3 and a bit hours to Lydenburg, and then the next morning to Hoedspruit is only two. So I can have breakfast with them and I can be at the camp by 10 o'clock type of thing. Um,
Yeah,
I'm
so
shortly
we've
going
got
to
a few.
Timbervati and I'm going to stay in Hazy View for the night. 4.5 hours there, but then it's only 2 hours the following morning to Timbervati.
Yeah, no, we do have some nice stops on the way here from
Mhm.
Gauteng. We've got Alzu, where you can see the rhino and
Yeah,
the eland and
that's a
buffalo.
fun stop, Alzu. People don't know, often don't know about that. And the fact that
So
I
we
don't know
normally,
from the ladies' toilet, but certainly from the gents' loo, from the urinals, you can look out over the buffalo and the
you do. Yeah, you definitely do.
rhino. Yeah.
And then don't forget about Millie's.
Oh,
So
of
there's also
course.
Millie's Trout
Yeah.
Stall.
Yeah.
Um, Also always busy, less busier than Alzu, I would say.
Mm.
Um, and then there's one last stop called Viva. It's
Okay.
in Stomanskloof.
Yeah.
So there's options to rest, or otherwise you can just hop on our daily shuttle from Johannesburg coming to Kruger.
I did not know that they still do
Yes.
shuttles. There were shuttles that I used to use just before COVID, and I think they sort of went go big or go large, bought new vehicles, and then COVID said no, timing is all wrong, people.
Yeah, there's a shuttle company driving from Oliver Tambo International Airport
Yeah.
to Marloth Park every single day.
Okay. And also, if you're talking about Millie's, just past Millie's is Machadodorp.
Yes.
And there's a very nice, if it's still there, there's a very nice coffee shop there that does the best coffee and cake and burgers
Oh,
that
wow.
I've ever had.
Okay. I should
Yeah.
try it.
Purple Orchid, if I remember is what it's.
Okay.
Yeah. Mike and
Good
his
to know.
family.
Good to
Yeah.
know.
You see, this is why I stop in strange places because it coming to somebody like you at La Kruger, it needs to be part of the journey. The whole thing needs to be an extended holiday. The dashing, I don't know about you growing up, but my parents believed that if you were going somewhere on a holiday, you got into the car and you only got out of the car when you reached your destination. If you needed the toilet, you did it
Um,
on the side of the road. I work
yeah, so
totally differently.
I grew up in Palabora, so
Yeah.
it's about an hour and a half from Hoedspruit.
Mm.
I grew up there, and we used to have sea holidays in Durban.
Ah,
Um, so you would drive. Um, my dad always used to drive in the dark at night or in the
yeah.
early morning hours, and then we had a caravan behind us. So
Good
the
grief.
first stop used to be in Harrismith, where it's ice cold in the mornings. And my mom would always make like boiled eggs and chicken pieces or meatballs and
Mm.
those big old-fashioned tupper bowls.
Yeah.
And then we would go to the bathroom, and then you were awake, and then because you only then have a few hours left to travel.
Correct. Um, People coming to La Kruger, aside from what we've seen of the lodge and sitting around the pool and enjoying your food, and Kruger, of course, let's not forget Kruger, is there anything else that they can do as day trips or even half-day trips using your property as the base?
Yes, most definitely. We've got a panorama tour
Mm.
that departs from the lodge at 7 in the morning. That's a very full day. It only comes back at 7 at night. But then you do God's Window, all of the falls, stop in Graskop for pancakes.
Of course, you've got to stop
Um,
at Harry's. You can't not.
exactly,
You can't not.
exactly. So, that's one of them. We've got a Swaziland day trip. We've
Okay.
got a Maputo day trip because we're right on the doorstep of both Maputo and Swaziland
But
borders.
then people must remember if you want to do those day trips, you've got to have your passport with you.
Yes, you did need your passport, but luckily they are mostly foreign travelers.
So they've
They
got.
do have, yes.
Okay.
And then we've got horseback safaris
Oh,
only
okay.
available on request at the moment. And then we also have the elephant interactions.
So there's lots to see and do now. When you say there are trips that take the whole day, people can drive them alone if they want to, obviously. They
Most
don't have to
definitely,
take a recognized tour.
they don't have to, but we would recommend them doing the tour
Mm.
through us because obviously they will miss out on some of the things.
Yeah.
In Swaziland, you've got the Matsamu Cultural Village, and the glass factory, and people might not know exactly where to go.
Yeah. Ingwenya glass is very popular
Yeah,
still.
all of these years.
I know it's amazing. You know, you say you've been around for 12 years. In Gwenya, I think has been around for decades. It really and truly has. Have you ever had, saying that your guests are international as well, have you ever had strange requests? Like, please can you take me to see a pangolin riding a leopard? Where can I do that type of thing?
Um, we haven't had a request like that, but um, we often have people wanting to propose or do funny things.
Mm.
Like we've got a client now, we're doing already a private dinner for them, and now they want us to play music for them so that they can have a little dance and rose petals on the floor. So it's a very good gesture, but we are in
Mm.
the bush. We don't have roses. Um, we've got thorns.
Yeah, I was going to say, put acacia down. Have you got sickle bush in the area? You can chop sickle bush up and put it down for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Some,
So we do get funny requests.
yeah, sometimes I think people just don't think it through. And you're in Africa, why roses? There's plenty of indigenous plants that you can utilize that are just as beautiful and that don't have thorns, but don't cost an arm and a leg and are not indigenous to the country. You know, make it a proper African experience.
So we do from time to time, depending on the season. We've got some wildflowers,
Mm.
um, but it's not available all year round. So we
Yeah,
do use it to decorate the room or make it nice for a special occasion. Obviously, you also don't want to ruin the bush.
for sure.
So yeah.
You know, I always wonder about proposals in a public space. What happens if the person says no? And then you're left embarrassed. And then what happens? They've come to La Kruger. He wants to propose to her. She's had a bit of a change of mind, but she's figured, ah, what the heck, I can get a free holiday. And so they come up, he proposes to her, she says no, and they've still got 2 nights with you. What happens? Who leaves? What's the etiquette, Cheryl? Do you move one of them to a different room, feed them at different times of the day?
So we've had a few proposals here.
Mm.
No one said no.
Oh, good.
And funny that you mention it. Sometimes I do it like on the second of the 4 nights.
Yeah.
And then I'm also wondering, now that you mention it, what will happen if someone says no? Because it's night 2 of night 4.
Yeah, it's going to be very awkward from there on in. Cheryl, for people who are watching and listening to us chat and who think, well, maybe this is for my next holiday, how do they find you? Are you on all the booking platforms?
Yes, we are on all the booking platforms. We are not so active on Instagram, but we are very active on WhatsApp and email.
Mhm.
Um, yes, so definitely
All
available
right.
everywhere.
And then being part of Africa Safari Connection, how has that worked for you? Because Africa Safari Connection, for people who don't know, is a collective business network marketing concept, which puts people like yourselves into a group and you benefit from group marketing to maybe regions that you wouldn't normally be able to afford.
Yeah, so we've joined Africa Safari Connection probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Um, Never looked back. Jan is awesome. We've done trade shows with Jan every single year after we joined, after COVID, obviously. But
Yeah.
yes, we really enjoy working with Jan, and I can really encourage other people to also partner with him. He does a lot of effort. He goes to see travel agents. Um, you can put in a special request for a special person if you want. When he say, let's go, let's say he's going to Cape Town or Durban. He really goes the extra mile, and yeah, being part of the Connection family, we really benefit from getting all the contacts. Let's say when you're doing a trade show, um, everyone shares the contacts after the trade show, and it's really
That's
beneficial
That's
for us.
wonderful. Cheryl, thank you so much. I've been chatting to Cheryl du Plessis from Kruger Lifestyle Lodge in Marloth Park. You want to find out more about it? You've heard all the details, and why not have a look at their website and you can find out more about them then. Cheryl, thank you very much for joining me here on Vibrant Africa.
Thank you for your time, David. I really appreciate it.